What is up, Addicts? In this video, we're talking about this week's Double Money Event Week, as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for September 10th through September 16th, 2020. The current casino Podium Vehicle is the Inventero Coquette D10. This sports car is primarily based on the 2020 Corvette C8 Stingray and released about a month ago with the summer DLC update. This car normally costs about $1.5 million, which is pretty insane for what is essentially a Chevy Corvette. It's supposed to be a very affordable car, but not so much in GTA. Anyways, now performance-wise, this car's only strength is really top speed. Its handling is pretty bad, and the acceleration is very poor. It's almost as if the car is broken. It drives very weird. I will say, however, that the customization is very good, and the design is so close to its real-life counterpart that you can't mistake it for anything but a C8 Corvette, at least in my opinion, which is very cool. So for those of you who maybe paid full price for the D10 and are angry about it being in the Podium, you can still take the one you originally purchased and sell it for about $1 million. Again, to avoid confusion, please note that what you get for the vehicle depends on what you paid for it. The Podium car will not sell for any money. I'm specifically referring to the Coquette D10 that people paid full price for. So, is the Coquette D10 worth attempting to win by spinning the lucky wheel over and over again this week? I'm going to say 100% yes. While it's not that good of an all-around fast sports car in terms of performance, it's normally a little overpriced in my opinion, and getting it for free is really awesome, especially with how close it looks to its real-life counterpart. So starting off with the property discounts, we have 40% off all bunkers, as well as the upgrades and renovations for them as well. I recommend only getting the personal quarters upgrade so you can spawn in there. All the other upgrades here are pretty useless in my opinion. Also, make sure to purchase the staff and equipment upgrade from that laptop at your desk once you have it all set up. I highly recommend purchasing a bunker this week, and later on in the video I'll be talking about why. Moving on to vehicle discounts, we have the same Sports Classics car discounts yet again for the fourth week in a row. Not sure what Rockstar is doing, but we have 50% off the Swinger. So this Sports Classics car is not very good performance-wise, as it has the slow handling flags, which really impacts its driving experience and performance. Moving along, we have 50% off the 190Z. This Sports Classics car has very good customization and is a ton of fun to drive. However, it's not close at all to the top cars in the class. Next up, we have 50% off the Viserys. This Sports Classics car has decent top speed, but unfortunately doesn't perform that well in comparison to the top cars in the class. Moving along, we have 50% off the Silvestra. This Sports Classics car is decent, but also doesn't perform that well in comparison to the top cars. However, it does have good customization. Moving along, we have 50% off the Rapid GT Classic. So this Sports Classics car is actually pretty competitive performance-wise. However, I will say that it is pretty difficult to drive. Next up, we have 50% off the Torero. This Sports Classics car is sadly not that great performance-wise in comparison to the Turismo Classic and the Cheetah Classic. Next up, we have 50% off the Infernus Classic. This Sports Classics car, again, not that great performance-wise in comparison to the top two cars. It is a very good looking car, however, with lots of detail and decent customization. Next up, we have 50% off the Mamba. Now, this Sports Classics car is a ton of fun to drive with a very good exhaust note, but it doesn't handle very well, and again doesn't perform too well in comparison to the top cars. Next up, we have 50% off the Sterling GT. I personally love the way this car looks, sounds, and drives, and the handling is absolutely incredible, but unfortunately it lacks the top speed to be able to keep up with the top Sports Classics cars. Moving along, we actually have a new discount for this website here, which is 30% off the Zentorno. Now, for about $500,000, if you are a lower level and don't have any supercars, this is a very good first supercar for the money in terms of performance, and probably one of the best supercar values currently in the game at this price point. Now, my personal budget car pick for the supercars class in terms of performance is the Wagner. However, that car costs about $1 million more. And lastly, for the Legendary Motorsport website, we have 50% off the Z-Type. The Z-Type currently still has the highest top speed of all the Sports Classics cars, and is worth purchasing for long highway races in my opinion. So it's definitely worth having if you come across a Sports Classics race that's mainly top speed. Moving on to the Southern San Andreas website, we have 25% off the Landstalker XL. This SUV has decent customization, but it has one of the generic SUV interior models from 2013, which is a bit of a joke in my opinion, especially when you price something at over $1 million. It's also extremely slow, just like any SUV you can steal off the street. One of the biggest disappointments from the summer update in my opinion in terms of vehicles. Moving on to the Benny's website, we have 25% off the custom conversion cost for the Yuga Classic 4x4, which is really not that great of a discount in my opinion, but as far as the vehicle itself, it's definitely one of the most customizable vehicles out of the entire summer update in my opinion, with even a rear bed option upgrade, which is pretty funny. Moving on to the Warstock website, we have 40% off the Ardent. This sports classics car doesn't really have that great of customization, but it's really nice to drive, plus it has a really unique 90s Lotus Esprit design. However, it does have the useless machine guns coming out of the front bumper and cannot be used in races, which is really unfortunate as it would have actually been decently competitive in the class. Next up, we have 40% off the weaponized Tampa. This weaponized muscle car can be stored in any garage space and has very powerful upgradable guns. However, it doesn't have any armor, and most of the upgrades require the annoying bunker research. And that's it for vehicle discounts. I'm not sure why they repeated the Legendary Motors website sports classics car discounts for the 4th week in a row. All I can do is sort of guess that this might probably be something new that they're trying out. Maybe selecting a certain group of cars to be on sale for one entire month. I guess we'll see what happens next week if those change. As far as login items, you can get this Lemon Sports Track top and these Lemon Sports Track pants for free just for logging in this week, which is awesome. Very weird, but I guess free is good. Next up, diamonds are back in the casino. You can now scope diamonds again with a higher chance of getting them for your casino heist. Moving on to a double money stuff, we have double money NRP on the adversary mode land grab. I don't think I've ever played this one, but it looks interesting. Next up, we have double money NRP on the free mode business battles, which is awesome. This should make them even more challenging as a lot more people want to compete in them. And lastly, we have the best for last, which is double money NRP for bunker selling missions. You can earn over $2.1 million from selling bunkers, which is awesome. Also remember guys that the bunkers themselves are 40% off as I mentioned earlier. So now is the best time to purchase one and make as much money as possible. Also, for those of you who prefer to do the bunker selling mission solo, I will leave a link at the bottom of the pinned comment to an older video I made which explains the best method in my opinion for doing it solo during double money. Moving on to the Prime Gaming discounts for Prime Gaming members only, I'll leave instructions in the pinned comment on how to become a Prime Gaming member if you aren't one already. So we have 80% off the Tyrant. So this supercar is not that great performance wise as it has the slow handling flags which really impact its performance. And we have 80% off the T20. This supercar used to be the best for racing a while ago, but now there's obviously a lot better supercars. But for this price, this is a steal in my opinion, a very good deal. Again guys, if you don't see the discount on the Tyrant or the T20, it's because you don't have your Prime Gaming account linked to your social club. Again, all the information on how to do it is down below in the pinned comment. And lastly, we have of course the San Andreas time trial Vespucci Beach. This week's normal time trial is at Budo Heights. I highly recommend a fast motorcycle such as the Hakushu Drag, Shotaro, or a Batty 801 for this time trial, or a fast car such as the Emrys or the Krieger. And this week's premium race is the muscle car race down the drain. I highly recommend either the Vapid Click, Pizwazer Dominator, or the Hellfire for this race. This race is mainly top speed based and getting bump boost by going on and off the sides of the walls. Every Friday I post a guide on how to easily beat the time trials on premium race, so stay tuned for that if you're new. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. This event week is pretty decent in terms of discounts and also in terms of bonus money with the double money bunker, which pays out millions of dollars. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.